Hello everyone, I am Evan James and welcome back. I'm going to be doing another tutorial today for KROTOS Weaponizer plugin. I'm going to be retracking today some Destiny 2 guns. In particular, it's going to be a grenade launcher, a stasis grenade launcher to be specific, from the new Beyond Light content. You saw the video there at the very beginning, but there's a couple of pieces going on that I wanted to show you before we dig into Reaper and show you the Weaponizer. So first things first, I'm normally an FL Studio user for music production, so I wanted to build out those first three sound effects for the ice breaking when it gets shot with the burst fire gun. I wanted to build those out with a couple of samples as well as some Foley that I recorded myself. So I have a couple of different things here. These are all treated. These are all the explosions that are treated with Manipulator, Valhalla Space Modulator, Camel Crusher, a little odd on there, and some Valhalla Room, and then a little glitch for delay. All of that on these icy sound effects helps it congeal and sound a little bit sparkly and shimmery. And this is what it sounds like. So those are the pieces I'm going to be using for those icicle explosions. And now let's head over to Reaper and I'll show you what I did. Alright, so we're over here in Reaper and I'm going to show you how everything looks. So obviously you can hear those three, the ice explosion sound effects working there in conjunction with those icicles bursting. And I have a couple things going on. First and foremost is that I have my reload sound effects. This is a combination of some splice samples, but also some original Foley I took myself. I have everything spatially edited and compressed together, and then I had kind of a trumpet slide sound effect for that gun being cocked all the way back. So that's what you're hearing there. I'll play that one more time for you. And it was really important with that gun to just kind of sync up all the individual sounds to the motions, because you'll notice there's a twisting, a pulling, a sliding, all kinds of different stuff going on, and I really wanted that to sync up nice and tight. And I feel like it sounds pretty good. But the main thing we want to look at today is the Weaponizer plugin. So first and foremost, this is the primary gun that I'm working with. And so I think the easiest thing to do in a lot of these cases is to start from a preset and kind of build from there. And in this case, the thing that I carried over from the preset specifically was this analog synth sound. But I layered it with an additional synthesizer in the onset, as well as some wind chimes, which give that ice kind of like an ethereal, almost musical, sparkly quality to it that I think it fits the sci-fi kind of fantasy vibes of Destiny pretty well. I also have a synth analog tone in here that's a little bit slowed down, and it's not super loud, but you can hear it in there. The body is it's another sound effect, but I edited this one a little bit in FL Studio as well, with some additional compression and some additional reverb. It's that icy kind of magic tail that gives it some kind of gives it a little bit of that fantasy vibe. The thump is a couple of things, and I have some rocket launcher sound effects in here, as well as a kick and a sub to give it that real deep impact. And then for the tail, I have the reverb edited over everything. And yeah, I'll show you how it sounds. And I like that. This is a sound effect that I had worked on quite a bit earlier this year, and just not really felt like I found the perfect solution to it. But I think what really pulls it all together is the synth. So then once you have your sound designed, you go ahead and you write the MIDI notes out, which I have done here, up here. And so it will sync with those shots. And then, so next we have our second gun, which is also an instance of KROTOS Weaponizer. And this one, I just left the stock settings. This is just one of their, I want to say this is the aggressive rifle setting. The only thing that I did was I added in a little bit of synthesizer and edited the tail a little bit and some of the compression as well. But it wasn't as important as getting the stasis sounds correct. So altogether, it's like this. And if you're wondering from a workflow perspective why Weaponizer is such a good tool, you can do a lot of this anyway, either just layering stuff out in the DAW, or you can do folders, obviously, in Reaper to kind of create some of these sound effects a little bit more organically. But Weaponizer is really good for the gunshots and some of these animation specific sounds in particular, because it's just a really good engine to layer all these things together. Obviously it comes with its own repository of sound effects, but the fact that you can bring in and edit your own stuff is just really powerful, and I really love how it fits into my workflow. It also lets you have all these native effects built into the plugin, but you can use anything you're comfortable with anyway. So even if I don't like, some of the reverb that comes off of the tail through the native plugin, I can go throw Valhalla Room on here, or I can throw Camel Crusher if I don't like the original compression. And so if I want to use the tools that I'm most familiar with, I'm able to do that. And yeah, I've just really come to like how it fits into my workflow and my process, and I think I get really good results out of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed.